What's good, YouTube? So I wanted to do this video because I've gotten questions on why I went from springs to air suspension. And I'm just gonna give you a few details on why I did that. One was I was able to get a great deal on the price for the Airlift kit that I got. Another is the ride height with the springs I just wasn't that satisfied with it as I thought I would be. I still loved how it looked, but I know air suspension would give me that stance, drop look, that aggressive look that I really wanted with the Jeep. And for one, bags give you a better ride quality overall. So first, I'd like to let you know about how much the kit cost and where I got the kit from. The kit ran me about $2,800, and the reason for the price of that kit, and shout out to Air Ride Equipment for selling me the kit, was one, I caught it on sale. They were running a special for $2,800 for the kit, and third, because the kit does not come with struts. Now, for the Jeep SRT, you do not need struts. Other vehicles, you do need struts, and those kits can run anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500. But with the Jeep, since it already has the performance struts on them, basically all you're needing is the bag and the bracket and the management system. So that's why you get the price that's a lot lower with Jeep SRT. So the price really helps in the overall price when you have to get it installed and all that, coming out to a total for me about $4,500. My installer was actually Classy House. I know that a lot of people know who he is, know his company, because they get his glow mounts. They order them. I've seen that they order them all over the country. People order his glow mounts, some of the custom things he do, some of like sending their cars to get hard lines or getting custom systems did by him. But for me, thank God, I live in the same DFW area he stays in, or whatever. I stay in Dallas, he stays in Dallas. So I was able to take the truck to him so he can actually do the install. And it took him probably like a week to do the total install, but his work is phenomenal. It's clean. You won't run into any issues in regards to possible fires or bad wiring because everything he does is neat. He actually has people who send their cars to him to fix things and issues that other installers did wrong or basically just did janky work in other aspects. But $2,800 is the price I got for the kit, and he charged me about $1,560 for the install, and I added a few other things as far as like the glow mount and a custom plate for the modular system. So they ran the price up a little bit, but it's about $1,100-$1,600 for install and $2,800 for the actual kit itself. So you're looking at about $4,300 to $4,500 for everything instead of just the kit being $4,500 with any other make. That was total price, including the kit and install. So as you can see, this is my current ride height. It sits right on top of the tire, which I love. I don't have any issues with scraping or anything of that sort. This is the look I was going for. With the Swift springs I had from Black Ops, those are amazing springs. Anybody just looking for springs, definitely order them. But the truck did sit a little bit higher than it does with bags. And I did want a nice stance, aggressive look. Now on the rear, obviously on the Jeeps, you notice that the Jeep does sit way higher in the rear because that's just basically how the Jeep is built. They ride high in the back. So as you can see, for ride height, I got it as low as it could. And I did adjust these heights, and you can't do that with bags. So that's another reason to get bags. As you can see, I adjusted the height just where it's right above the tire. It's not really sitting on it because you do want more. You want a little bit more room in the rear. Now you can lower it a little bit more, but I wouldn't suggest it. I would say keep it about here, as you can see. And you can mess with the modular numbers and the presets. This is my current ride height preset. This is what I ride on when I'm driving. Like I said, don't get any scraping. You might have to watch out for occasional bumps and things like that. And if you're going through anywhere that's rocky or anything, you can raise the ride height yourself. That's the good thing about being on air suspension. You can raise your ride height. I'm going to actually show you the setup in my trunk now and how he did it. Like I said, it's very clean cut. He does great work. As you can see, the Jeep is definitely getting dirty with this garage open, but we'll just have to wash it again as I always do. So this is my current trunk setup. As you can see, So I have the tank here. And another thing Classy House did for me is he added this nozzle. This nozzle is basically for airing up your tires. So it's like getting a 2-for-1 in this tank. You know, you get it for your suspension and you can air up your tires anytime you need to. If you got extra vehicles and tires low, you don't have to go to a Kroger. You don't have to go to any place that has, like, you know, the air pumps where you got to pay for them or they're free. This is inconvenient. You know, this is very convenient. You just need to buy the actual nozzle tubing, so you can be able to attach it to the, obviously, to the tire to air it up. So as far as the $2,800 kit, it comes with the tank. It also comes with 2 compressors, as you can see. This is your first compressor. Here's your second compressor. And it comes with the modular unit. Now, the reason they told me that I should do 2 compressors over 1 is, one thing is, at any point one of the compressors could go out and then you're left with no compressor. You're going to have to order another one and wait to get it, or so that it airs up quicker in retrospect if you have 2 compressors. Basically, it's an easier process. I do notice that some people get extra tanks. That also helps to make things a little bit faster. But I just did 1 tank for right now. But I did do the 2 compressors because it is most definitely needed on the Jeep SRTs because of the weight. He also, at Classy House, created me this custom plate. Just says Airlift Performance and Classy House. Just something classy to put back here to show that it is custom work. And as you can see, his wiring is top notch. People send their vehicles over to him from far. I think he had vehicles from like Arizona when I was getting my Jeep done. But people send their trucks and their cars from far to get the suspension put on them because he's one of the best. See that right there? See how clean the lines are? He does great. And he also created the platform plate that all this is sitting on, as you can see. So it's all bolted down right here. This is all a plate that is basically sitting. This is where your spare tire was sitting. You will have to take that out if you do have a Jeep. But this is where the spare tire was sitting. He basically took that out. That way the system could be hidden. He could have put it on top, but I didn't want it on top. I wanted it to be hidden. Most people who have Jeeps, they hide it because you still want to be able to use your trunk space. And with me having kids, I need the trunk space. So this is the setup. Very, very neat, you know. Everything's tucked. Everything's not exposed. Now, I might actually go up and switch to hard lines. He actually does hard lines as well. And hard lines just give you a better look. It's more of a show look. If you go to shows and want to show your trunk, hard lines are the way to go. He does custom hard lines. He does the curvatures and all those different things. Like, his hard line work is amazing. So I think Airlift Performance actually uses one of his hardline kits as an example when they do shows themselves. So obviously, you know, he's definitely recognized in the air suspension community as one of the best. And I will be putting the link to the website, his website, in the description, and where I bought the kit at, their description as well. And like I said, this is Classy House Production for the install and some of the custom work. And Air Ride Equipment is the company who sent me the actual kit. Now, they actually do installs. They're in California. They do installs. They do amazing work as well. But obviously, I'm not in California, so that's how I got linked up with Classy House. And I will be going to him moving forward and forever now, because this is like phenomenal work. I love it. Getting bags is a game changer on these Jeeps. This thing is definitely been one of the more popular vehicles when I go to meets now. This truck is very dirty. I'm gonna go inside and show you how it looks as far as the controller and how the controller was installed. So, all right, we're sitting in the Jeep now, and as you can see, this is the controller. What he did was created a plexiglass template to sit here, so it can actually be in that, you know, there's a little spot in the Jeep SRTs and the Trackhawks that where you can you actually have this room right here, and you can like put something in there. But I wanted my controller to be, I wanted it to basically be hidden. So he created this template right here. It's like plexi, so I think it's like plexiglass, but it's like gloss black. and it basically just sits up there. You know, it doesn't move. It's installed very well. It's very sturdy. Now, what he actually did was he put it, well, I'm going to turn the car on in a minute and show it to you, but he basically installed the controller into this thing called a glow mount. So this actually lights up around here. And I'm going to cut the truck on in a minute and let you see it. But he also did me a custom USB, because putting this plexiglass plate here covered up the USB port in the back. And that's really the only thing that I used. So what he did was he put a USB adapter here that basically extends to the USB port in the back, so where I can actually use the USB port. I'm going to cut the truck on now and let you see how it looks when it's all lit up and the glow mount is showing different colors. So here we go. So as you can see, that's the glow mount. That's how it looks. And as you can see, my current preset for ride is 117/79, and the 117 is for the rear and the 79 is for the front. So I'm sitting at approximately 117 height rear, 79 front. And your front is always going to sit lower than your rear, as I showed you, because of how the Jeep is made and how it sits. That's the only way you can do it. I plan on possibly, let me shut the door. I plan on possibly going to 20s, and that'll probably change how it sits. It'll probably sit more evenly. But right now it's fine because I'm able to, it looks very even when I'm driving and when I air it out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you, and then how he has me set up is where I can just push this button right here, and I can press it 3 times, and I can go to present high, and it basically raises the Jeep up. See? And present high is basically 140/120, so it's going to raise the rear up to 140 and the front up to 120. And as you probably can hear, that's the compressors going off. Basically, the compressors is airing the Jeep up and pushing the air through the tank to air it up. And I'm going to show you how it sits now with it currently sitting at present high. So this is how the truck looks at present high. It's pretty much standard ride height. This is, except for the front still sits a little low, and now it comes up. So it still sits lower than possibly stock, but it does give you more clearance than how I had it sitting before. So as you can see, it's not sitting on the tire anymore. I don't know what this is. It's not sitting on the tire anymore. It did come up. Now the rear does come up to almost standard ride height. Like that gap is like ridiculous. But hey, when you go to present high, that is what it gives you. Kind of gives you that 4x4 ride height, where you can possibly go over things a little bit better. Where if you're lacking clearance, like I'm going up on hills or things like that, it does give you more clearance. I think I can show you the bag through the rear tire. I don't know if you can see it right there. So that's the bag bracket right here. It's right there. You can see it's fully extended out because it is at present height of high right now. So that's how it looks. Now, mind you, I never basically, so if I'm up a hill, I'll raise it up a little bit before I bag it out. I'll raise it up to present high if I know I'm going up a hill, or if I don't want any possible scraping where I know that the levels are off. But it will, the good thing about Air Ride, it will change. It will change how it presents itself. So basically what it'll do, it'll adjust as the car goes over, as the truck goes over different terrain. So it'll adjust itself. It'll basically it'll go down in the rear if it needs, if it's more leveled. If it needs more height, it'll go up a little bit. If it needs less height, it'll go down a little bit. That's basically how it works. So right now we're going to actually air out. So how I air out. Now the setup, when you order it, the setup how you do yours is totally up to you on it. And also determines your installer. Classy House, what he did was he did mine where I had certain buttons that did certain things. So this button is present high. This the Airlift performance button. This is the actual button right here. It's actually, and I'm gonna press it for you now that you see it. That's actually present ride. I'll show it to you right there. Preset ride. It's going to basically present itself at ride height. So preset ride. And then the next is going to be the preset for height, and that's going to present itself down to basically bagged out. So basically, if you go preset low, let me push the button for you. You got it. For this one, you got to actually tap it twice and then hold it. So you got to. So it airs out, and it presents itself as being aired out. So it's preset for air out. You have preset high, preset ride, and preset air out, and that just basically presents you the function of how it airs out. When it airs out, it will go down to 0. There are some times, depending on the terrain you're on or the street you're on, it will show that it can only go so far. It'll go sometimes. I know sometimes when I'm in my driveway, it'll go down to like 20, and it'll be like, this is the lowest it'll go. And if you look at it, it looks completely bagged out, but it is, if you look within the wheel well, it is it's not as tucked, but it's completely bagged out, and that's just the farther to go because it's trying to basically level itself in the rear and the front, depending on, like, because my driveway is kind of sloped. So I'm gonna let you see how it looks. Completely aired out. So that's how the Jeep looks, completely aired out. Presenting itself at aired out. It's completely aired out. So the tires do tuck in the front, as you can see. Completely tuck in the front. In the rear, I've noticed that it tucks better than when I first got it done. It wasn't tucking as much as it is now. And I do feel like when I go down to 20s, when I do get my 20s, and whenever I order, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, it's definitely gonna tuck in the rear way better. It's definitely going to tuck way better, but it tucks just fine. I feel like I love the look. I love the stance of it. It's amazing. I mean, who doesn't love tucking? I mean, who doesn't love tucking the wheels? And I know some people are going to be like, you know, it's a ruined look. It's not the look for it, but I feel like a lot of Jeep enthusiasts, that's what got me into it. A lot of people who have the Jeep SRTs are going towards bags instead of lowering springs, because the bags just give you a better look. It just gives you a better look, and it does give you a better ride quality. There are bad roads here in the DFW, and when I go over those roads, I barely feel any bumps because of the fact that the air ride is actually adjusting itself as I go down the street and over bumps, potholes, anything like that. It adjusts itself to make sure everything stays even. So that's one reason I love having air ride. Definitely tucks out. And ever since I've gotten it, this thing is like a magnet at the car meets. All the car meets I go to, it's a magnet. People want to see it. People want to see the interior. People want to see like how I bag. People want to see the management system and my trunk setup, because it's rare you see a bad Jeep SRT. I only know of a couple here. One of the guys I know is actually Snowhawk. He's with the Trackhawk. He has a bag Trackhawk. I think it's one other guy, Classy House. He said he's done, but there hasn't been any other Jeeps that are on bags. So when I go to events, it's definitely, you know, all the crowd. So people are coming. They want to see it, and I mean, that's the main reason I love it. I didn't really know it was gonna get that as much attention as it does, but I love the setup. It's so phenomenal. It's so phenomenal. So anybody who wants to get it, I advise you get it. Don't second guess it. Just make sure, if you're not like in a DFW area, like California has great installers, and I know here we have good installers. But if you're anywhere else, I think New York has a few good installers up there. I can't think of the guy's name because that's mostly where all the bag Jeeps are at. So I know they have excellent installers up there. But just make sure you have a good installer who knows what they're doing. They've been doing it for years, and they have repetition on doing it. You know, because like you get a bad installer, it could cause issues with your wiring. It could cause issues with possible fires and many other disturbing things. He was telling me when he was doing mine, because basically he gets vehicles all the time that have issues with the bag setup, complete issues, because like the installer didn't know what they're doing, or the person did DIY and did it themselves, which I wouldn't advise doing this yourself unless you're good with messing with, you're good with wiring it all the way through the truck and installing like suspension. You're good with things like that, then you possibly could try it. But beside that, I wouldn't try it. You know, I know a lot of people do actually try to do it, but the people that I've seen have tried to do it and I've talked to, they end up taking it to him or taking it to somebody else to get it redone. So I advise just take it to a shop, pay the money to get it installed right, and get it installed once where you won't have any issues. And all in all, I love the setup. Like I said, the springs were good. As far as price, the springs are good. You're gonna pay probably $500 for the springs and then pay probably $300 to $400 to get them installed. Yes, it's like $800. And bags are gonna run you about $4,500 with the kit and install. But the overall look on how it looks is amazing. I love the look. I love how it sits. I love how it sits. And I feel like it's worth the price because of the ride quality. It's worth the price. And it's gonna be something if you really wanna keep the truck long term, or if you wanna upgrade to maybe a Trackhawk or something like that, you can keep your bags and your brackets. Now, if you just wanna keep the management system because you go to a different type of car, you can even do that. That way you won't have to buy the system all over again. You already got a system. So I think it was definitely worth an investment. I love it. It's been a boost everywhere I take it. Everybody wants to take pictures around it, see it, and it's phenomenal to drive. I advise anybody to do it. I feel like you will enjoy it. And mind you, I mean, it's the look, man. The look's killer. Now, a lot of people will try to say that this is a ruined look. Why would you bag your Jeep? But I don't think it's ruined. I think it looks fabulous. Those are mostly old gearheads who think like that, but this is the new thing. This is what people are doing. I've always wanted bags, and I finally was able to get them. So here it is, man. It looks phenomenal. And like I said, I will be putting the actual companies in the bio that I worked with to get this setup done. Like I said, Classy House did the install and the custom work. Air Ride Equipment actually sent me the kit. You can go straight through Classy House to get the kit because he is authorized 100% through Airlift Performance themselves. So you can go directly to him and get the whole kit. I was just telling you where I ordered my kit from, but I would have ordered it from him if I hadn't already ordered it from them. I would have got the kit from him 100%. You can just order it directly from him and he can do your complete install. Now, as far as him doing the install, it did take him probably a little over a week, and that was during the snowstorm. So he was even like, he's dedicated to his work. He even like during the snowstorm, he would go, even though the lights was going off. If you're not here in Texas, maybe you heard about the snowstorm, but our lights weren't staying on but like an hour or two. And he was literally going to the shop for an hour or two just to work on the Jeep so he could have it done within that week's time. And that's dedication. I appreciate him for that, and that's dedication. So definitely go to him if you are in the area. Even if you're out of state like Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, come down. Let him do your work. He will do phenomenal work. He will knock it out the park. This is what he does. Just look how it's tucked, man. He will do your entire setup. He will set up your controller. He will show you how to change your heights on your presets and tons of other things. He will basically just give you a full rundown. And like I said, he does great work. He actually installed the banner as well, because I told him I wanted the banner because I'm going with like that blacked out, kind of like that murdered out look, but like with a twist of satin black versus matte black and gloss black. And it worked out. It looks very good. So definitely, like I said, I will be putting the company's information in the bio. If you do have a Jeep SRT, you have been watching mine, I would suggest getting bags before you even buy the springs, because now I'm going to have to possibly sell the springs. I may keep the springs in case I was ever sell the Jeep. That way I can put them back on there. But as of right now, I don't plan on selling the Jeep. I plan on keeping it because I can just pro charge this and just keep it forever. Change motor parts out as they get old, and just keep riding with it. So this is how it looks, man. Getting y'all a quick spin around. See that? Fully bagged out. Fully bagged out. For any questions you might have about the system and ordering it and all that, definitely leave me a comment. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I will be posting more content in the very near future. I'm gonna try to do a video a week, maybe 2 videos a week, just so I can get my subscribers up, things like that. But the Jeep will be, if you are in the DFW area and you've seen the Jeep will be popping out to different events all summer, so you can take a look, ask me questions, and just find out more about it. And maybe you're in the market to buy one, just let me know. This is how she looks with the bags. Any questions you have, just leave them in the comment section.